DreAllDay.com.
Now tuned in to the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day, to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there even when the success you expected to achieve is yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative. This is the go-getter energy that moves you to make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. We put all this together into one philosophy, one mindset, one method, one book, one show. It is called Work on Your Game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. Today's topic is how to change your energy whenever you want to, on call. How to do this as you feel, as you decide, and change it to whatever you want to change it to. Despite our best efforts to do so, none of us always feels excellent. Nobody always feels great. Nobody always feels completely energized and excited. And this isn't a bad thing. This is just part of being a human being, that we all go through a certain range of emotions. Some of us have a wider range or a more narrow range than others. And some of us have a more eclectic group of emotions that we go through on a consistent basis, but we all go through certain ranges of emotions. This is just part of being a person. The skill that we need is not to not go through different emotions that are pretty much be impossible. You have to kill yourself to not be going through different emotions. The skill we need is to be able to do something about it when our energy isn't where we want it to be. And that's what today's masterclass is about, is when your energy is not where you want it to be, what can you do differently about it? How can you actually change it? Today, you're going to learn the specific strategy for exactly what to do to change your energy, to get it exactly where you want it when it is not as you want it to be. Point number one, today's topic, once again, is how to change your energy. First thing you must do is change your focus. And this goes back to what we talked about in the class on fear. When I talked about fear only controls you with your permission, is the first thing you have to start doing. You got to train yourself to become more conscientious about the energies that you're conducting through your mind, through your body, your spirit, your soul. Is you got to catch yourself in certain energies. Catch yourself when you're thinking about certain things. Catch yourself when you're focusing on something that's not useful to you, something that's not productive, something that's not helping you move forward. You got to change your focus. The first thing you got to do is be able to notice what your current focus is. You can't change something if you don't know what's going on. All right, this is why I talked about the data deciding, especially in business. You got to know what the data is in order to take different actions to change the data. But if you don't know what the information is, you don't know what's actually going on, then you can't do anything about it. You're flying by the seat of your pants. You're just guessing based off your own personal whims, what works and what doesn't work. But that's not a sustainable strategy. So you got to really get clear on what's going on in your mind, what's going on with your focus in order to do something about your focus. So changing your focus is the first step. You got to notice what you're paying attention to. If you don't notice what you're paying attention to, then you can't change your focus. All right, focus is the center of your attention. Attention is what direction you're looking. Focus is what you see in that direction when you're looking. That's the difference between attention and focus. And that's something that we talked about. I did a full episode on that in the past. I'm going to tell you what that is right now. Let's see. We've done several episodes on attention here. Focus versus attention. Knowing the difference is episode number 795. If you are not a game group member, and game group members get access to every class that has ever come out here on the show, but you like to get that episode a la carte, then we will have information on that coming very soon. That would be at workonmygame.com/ then just put the number of whatever episode it is. But that one may not be available quite yet, but it will be very soon. So stay tuned. We will have that. So the first thing you got to do is change your focus. Notice what you're paying attention to, because that's the source of your current feelings. I mean, your feelings, your energies come from, first of all, what you're focused on. Whatever you focus on, you create more of, right? And whatever you ignore, you create less of. You're diminishing, you're getting rid of. Whatever you focus on, you're going to get. So if your energy is down, that means you're focusing on some not so great aspect of your life, or some not so great aspect of the situation, or you're just not focusing enough on something that would bring your energy up, whatever it is. But once you notice this, that your energy is down, now you can simply change your focus. All right, how can I change? Well, not how do you change your focus, but first of all, what am I going to change my focus to? Because there will always be some imperfections in your life that you could focus on. There's no human being for whom everything is perfect and everything is working, and there's nothing that they could look at and say, well, this is wrong. There's nothing that they could look at and say, this could be better. There's nothing that they can say, there's someone else who has it better than me, who's doing better than me, who has more achievements than me, who's accomplishing more than me. We will always have areas of our lives that are not perfect. Every one of us. I don't care how accomplished you are, how great you are, how much better you're doing than everyone you know. You will never have everything perfect by your standard. Everything will never be perfect simply because you're a human being. So since we always have some imperfection that we could focus on, you must make the choice when it comes to your focus, knowing that it is limited to only one thing at a time. What are you going to focus on? Of all the things that you could focus on, this area where things are not so great, over here where somebody's doing way better than me, over there where I used to be doing good but it's not looking so good right now, over there where things are going pretty good, over here where I can be really thankful and grateful for what I have. What are you going to choose to focus on? Again, remembering that you are limited to focusing on only one thing at a time. What is your choice when it comes to your focus? What aspect of your life are you placing your focus on? And you have the choice of this at all times. The number one quickest way to change your energy is to change what you're focusing on. If you always keep in mind on a consistent basis the things for which you have reason to feel gratitude, to feel thankful, to feel happy, to feel like you're beautiful, to feel that you're great, to feel that you're lucky, to feel that things have worked out in your favor, to feel that luck is shining on you. If you always are focused on those things, then you always have a reason to feel good. You can always control your energy in that way. Challenge many of us have is that we start focusing on things that are not helping us feel good, that are not helping us feel positive, that are not helping us feel productive, that are not helping us feel happy. And the more you focus on those things, the more your energy is going to go in that direction. Focus is basically the anchor that is pulling you in whatever direction you decide to send it, that focus. Point number 2. Today's topic is how to change your energy. The second thing you got to do is change your physiology. Physiology is basically the way that your body is moving, the way that you're holding your body, your posture, the way that you're walking, the way that you're talking, how your physical person is being utilized in the moment. That's physiology. So here's a question. There's some questions for you. Are you standing up straight? Or if you're sitting down, are you sitting up straight? Or are you slouching? Are your shoulders rounded? Are you looking down at the ground? Are you up, have head up, eyes up, chest out, chin up, looking forward? I mean, are you looking forward literally, but also metaphorically at the same time? Are you looking down and looking backward, literally, metaphorically? Are you up straight and upstanding with yourself? Or up sitting with yourself? Or are you slouched down, like headed down into the ground, headed down towards the ground? Again, these are literal, but also metaphorical at the same time. Do you have your head up in a confident pose? Are you looking down at the ground? This is the mind-body connection. Everyone's heard of the mind-body connection. I think everyone agrees that it's a real thing. And what you do with either your mind or your body affects the other, the mind or the body. So what you're thinking, what you're focusing on, will reflect itself in what you're doing with your body. And what you're doing with your body, how you're holding yourself physiologically, will affect what you're doing with your mind. If you were to sit in a slouched position for a long enough time and not do anything and have your head down, even if you have no reason, at least before you did it, you had no reason to feel negative, no reason to feel like there was anything wrong in your life. You sit like that for long enough, eventually the mind is going to start giving you reasons to start feeling bad, to feel like not doing anything, to feel like you're down, to feel like nothing's working, to feel like you're failing. Why? Because the mind-body connection. When your body is in a slouched down position, then your mind is going to be in a slouched down position. I don't mean down as in on the floor. I mean down as in you're headed down, you're facing down, you're slouched down. Your mind is going to feel the same way. So that mind-body connection works. If you want to change how your body is moving and you feel like you haven't been able to force your body to do it, change your mind first and your body will follow. If you want to change your mind, you haven't been able to force your mind to do it, change your body first and your mind will follow the body. So they work together in either one of them. Here's the great thing about being human. If either one of them is not doing what you wanted to do, change the other one and that one will force the other to change. So again, you can't get your mind right, change your body. Your mind will follow. You won't even notice. It'll happen in a way that you aren't even paying attention, but before you know it, oh man, my mind is where I wanted to be now. The same thing with your body. This is the mind-body connection. What you do with either affects the other. When your mind isn't giving what you need, quick fix, change the physiology. When get off the couch, move around, take a walk, stand up, pretend to be confident, pretend to be happy. How would you stand if you were confident? How would you stand if you were happy? How would you stand if you just won a great victory and you're feeling victorious and everybody's cheering and clapping for you and everyone's looking at you and celebrating you? How would you hold your body in that situation as opposed to how you're holding it right now? How would your physical posture be? If you're sitting down right now, how would your posture be if you were the most important person in the room and you knew everyone in the room was looking at you and waiting to hear what you had to say because you're the leader, you're the boss, you're the one in charge? How would you sit how would you sit in that situation as opposed to how you're sitting right now? How would you talk if you were the one who everyone wanted to hear what you had to say because they were following your lead and following your orders and your directions as opposed to how you have been talking today so far? What kind of internal conversation would you have with yourself if you had achieved everything that you wanted to achieve, at least as of this point in your life? If you had achieved it all up to this point, how would you talk to yourself as opposed to how you've been talking to yourself? Your energy changes when your physiology changes. And when your physiology changes, your mind is changing. Your energy is controlled by the way that you think. So the focus is number one. When you change the thing that you're focused on, then the next thing is changing how you are moving your body. When your focus changes, your body movement is going to change too. But if you can, when you're conscious of all of these things and you're able to do all of them at the same time, because nothing's stopping you from doing this, change your focus, then change your body, you're automatically going to change your energy, and you can change it to whatever you want. Again, just ask yourself, what would my energy be if I had already done this, if I'd already won, if I was already successful, if I already had closed that deal, if I already had gotten into that school, if I already had sold that product, if I already did finish that workout? How would my physiology be? How would I hold my body? What would I be focused on? When you ask yourself these questions, the answers will be very simple. And all you had to do is mimic the answers. All you had to do, you can pretend. We can even call this acting. You can pretend to be in that situation, even if you're not there yet. And because you're pretending and you believe it, and when you believe it strong enough, this is the law of attraction, you will attract the actions that will follow that energy, and then you'll actually go do it. So it's not actually pretending. This is not fake it till you make it. This is being it, and then you're actually becoming it. Then you're actually doing it. And what's the process again? Be, do, have. Do you think that is a coincidence that they work that way? Point number 3. Today's topic is how to change your energy. Third thing you can change is your environment. Your focus and physiology are part of your persona, your internal environment, right? What you're focused on and how you decide to hold your body, those are all coming from something within you. People can't see that. They can see it when you make the change, but your decisions to do something about it are all internal, right? But when I say environment, I'm talking about also your physical environment, your external environment. So your internal environment is your thoughts and your energies and things like that, and they will be reflected in your physical person. But I'm also talking about, where are you physically? Where are you geographically? Go for a walk. You want to change your energy? Go for a walk. Go move around. Go to the gym. Go to the mall. Go to your favorite park and feed the birds bread. Get in your car and drive somewhere for an hour. Go somewhere that will stimulate new energy for you, wherever that may be. Maybe it's a different place than where you've gone before. Maybe it's somewhere that you always go. But if you change your physical environment, that will be a great help in changing your energy. Environment matters. I wrote an article in early December of 2019 talking about investing in your environment. Sometimes you may have to make an investment to get into the right type of environment. For example, there are mastermind groups out there where every member of the group pays money to be part of the mastermind group. And the reason why they see it as something that they're willing to invest in is because the environment that they get in. You get around all these other people who are successful, all these other people who are doing something to help themselves. Actually, I think I did an episode on investing in your environment. If I didn't, it may not have come out yet. But these are things that people understand. They understand that it makes sense to invest in their environment simply because they know that a change in an environment can change their energy. It can change their luck. It can change the results that they're getting. It'll change your physiology because you're around different people. It'll change your focus because when you're around other people who are focused on a certain thing, you're going to start focusing on that thing simply by the law of association because you're around these people. So these laws all apply all across life. And I talked about in episode 609, the 5 forms of investment in life. So the 5 forms of time, money, attention, energy, focus. When you change what you're investing in, then all those other things will change. Your environments will change. The people you're around will change. Your associations change. Your energies change. The things that you're attracting changes. The things you're focused on changes. What you pay attention to changes. How you use your time changes. Your money changes. What you do with your money, how you make money, how much money you make. All of those things change when you change your environment. But you got to be willing to make investments in order to do that. So environment matters a whole lot. You want to change how you feel. Changing where you are at is a big part of that. So where you're at with other people, where you're at geographically, where you're at, from moment to moment, day to day, all of those things anything in your external environment, meaning it's part of your life, but it's not your physical person. That's all part of the external environment. Change elements of that and things in your life will change along with it. All you got to do is make some smart decisions about what to change. And how do you know what's a smart decision? Change something, see what it does. The data decides. The data will tell you. Make a change, see what the result of that is. You like it? Yes, keep it. You don't like it? No? All right, go back, change something else. All right, try that. How did that go? You like that? Don't like it? Change something else. Did that work? Keep doing it until you figure out what works. Napoleon Hill said, if you start with a plan that isn't working, replace it with a new plan. If that plan doesn't work, replace it with another plan and another until you find a plan that does work. The point at which the majority of people meet failure in life is their failure to be persistent in continuing to change elements of their lives until they find a plan that works. All you have to do, as long as you're alive, is keep changing elements of your life until you find the right combination that is working for you, for the outcomes that you want. If you stop being persistent in changing those elements to find the outcomes that you want, then it should make sense that you're not achieving the outcomes that you want. It should make sense that you don't have your success yet, right? Doesn't that just make sense? All right, I said that how many times? Point number 4. Today's topic is how to change your energy. Internal conversation. What are you saying to yourself? What's going on in your mind? We know that thought is nothing but a running Q&A session that never ends. You asking the question, you providing the answer. What is your internal conversation? What kind of questions are you asking yourself? You ask yourself a better question. I have a book by that exact title, Ask Yourself a Better Question, which you can get at workonmygame.com/ask. ASK. When you ask yourself a better question, then you're going to have a better answer. Better quality questions lead to better quality answers. So what are you saying to yourself? Knowing that you don't always control your circumstances, but you do always control how you talk to yourself about your circumstances, you can control those circumstances just by changing your conversation. Remember something. Your mind is a dutiful servant that will give you exactly what you ask of it. Always. 100% of the time, it never fails. It will always give you exactly what is asked of it. If you feel great, if you tell yourself you feel great, if your internal conversation is that you feel great, your mind will deliver more reasons, more memories, and it will notice more things in your current environment to keep you feeling that way. That's the way your mind works. Whatever energy you are in, your mind is going to give you more supporting evidence to continue that energy. So if you're feeling terrible about yourself, your mind is going to start pulling up all these reasons from your environment, all these reasons of things that you've heard, all these things you've been through in your past, and all these reasons of things going on right now that will verify that you should feel terrible. You feel terrible right now? Oh yeah, let me remind you about the time that you messed up on that business plan. Let me remind you about the time that you got fired from that job. Let me remind you about the significant other who dumped you that time unexpectedly. Let me remind you of all the reasons why your life is not perfect right now. That's what your mind will do. Whatever energy you're in, it'll just give you supporting evidence to go with it. Now, if you're feeling excellent, your mind's going to tell you a whole bunch of things to make you feel excellent. Let me tell you why so many people love you. Let me tell you why you're adored by all your fans. Let me tell you how everything in your work life is going to work out. Let me tell you about how your kids and your mother and your father and your relatives all want to see you succeed. Let me tell you about how these plans that you're working on right now are all going to turn out excellent. You should feel great and optimistic about it. Your mind will give you more supporting evidence for whatever energy that you're in. If you're in the energy of, I don't know, you're in the energy of neutral, your mind's going to give you a whole lot of reasons to feel neutral, to feel like everything's up in the air and you have no idea and no control over how things are going to turn out in your life. This is the way that it works. Whatever energy you're in, your mind is going to give you more reasons to feel that way. This is the internal conversation. And understand that your mind never misses an assignment. Never, ever. Your mind does not go on vacation. Your mind does not take a lunch break. Your mind does not get sick. Your mind does not have no kids that need to be taken care of. Your mind is never late for work. Your mind never needs to leave work early. Every assignment you give it through your thoughts, through your energies, your mind will carry out that assignment and it will get it done 100%. So when you ask yourself at any point in your day, any point in your life, ask yourself, what are you feeling? What are you thinking about? What are the thoughts that you're dwelling on right now? You gave your mind a reason to be thinking those thoughts. There's something that you seeded in your mind. You gave your personal assistant, called your mind, some reason to go find those thoughts, to go find those ideas, to go find those energies, and is delivering you exactly what you asked for. All you have to do, if you want to change what your mind is delivering to you, what your assistant is delivering to you, all you have to do is change what you're asking of it. You just have to change the seed that you're planting. And you change the seed by following the other steps that I've given you here. But this internal conversation will control a whole lot of all these other things. So let's recap today's topic, which is how to change your energies. Despite our best efforts, nobody always feels excellent. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just part of being human. So the skill that we need is to be able to do something about it when our energy isn't where we want it to be. Number one, change your focus. Notice what you're paying attention to, because that's the source of your current energy. What you focus on, you create. And if your energy's down, you're focusing on down things that are not so great. Noticing that, you can change your focus. There will always be an imperfection that you could focus on. So you have to be disciplined enough to make a choice in your focus. Knowing that you can only focus on one thing at a time, you got to make the right choice about what you're going to focus on so that it's delivering you the kind of energy that you want. What is that? That's your decision. That's the answer that you must come up with. Point number two, physiology. Are you standing up straight? Are you slouching? Is your head up in a confident pose? Are you looking forward in life? Are you looking downward in life? This is the mind-body connection. What you do with your mind or your body affects what happens with the mind or the body. When your mind isn't giving you what you need, a quick fix is to change what you're doing with your body, or vice versa. If your body's not giving you what you need, change what you're doing with your mind. The focus and the physiology work with each other. If either one of them is not working the way you want, work on the other one and it will change the other one on its own without you needing to do anything. Pretend to feel the way that you want to feel physiologically. How would you stand up if everything was working for you and you were really successful and you knew there were 300 people watching you and celebrating you and cheering you because of how great you were, as opposed to how you're standing right now, as opposed to your physical posture right now? I bet you there's a difference. Point number three, environment. Your focus and physiology are a part of your persona, your internal environment, but I'm referring here to your physical external environment. Go for a walk. Go to the gym, go to the mall, go hang out with one of your friends, go to your favorite park, feed the birds, get in your car, drive for an hour, go somewhere that stimulates new energy for you, because environment, your physical environment, it matters. And if you want to change how you feel, changing where you're at is a big part that can help do that very quickly. Point number four, your internal conversation. What are you saying to yourself? You don't always control your circumstances externally, but you always control how you talk to yourself about those circumstances. Those are your internal circumstances. And remember something, your mind is a dutiful servant that will give you exactly what you ask of it. If you feel great, it'll give you more reasons to feel great, memories that remind you of feeling great, things in your environment. It'll help you notice things in your environment to keep you feeling great. And if you're feeling terrible, it will do the exact same thing about negative stuff. It never misses an assignment. I want you to understand that internal conversation, your physical environment, your physiology, your focus, each one of these is an option for changing your energy. And if you are able to change any one of these in a strong enough way, it will control all the other ones at the exact same time. So basically, I've given you a bunch of options here for changing your energy. Therefore, you will never have an excuse for not being in the kind of energy that you want to be in. Work on your game. Dre all day.